Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports. Today on the episode, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, round 1 games, talk about, our predictions of what's been going on. Next, we'll be talking about, the new match that's going to be happening with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. That was announced, so we'll be talking about that a little bit here.
Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, Derek Carr getting the bag. He's locked down in Las Vegas
Finally.
here. And is Kyler Murray possibly on the move from Arizona? Who knows? We'll be talking about that and more here in the episode. Welcome back to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring our thoughts on the latest games and sports news around the sports world, brought to you by Sideline Sports Network. I'm Wyatt, as of course joined by Vernon. We're going to go right into, the NBA playoffs. Round 1 is officially started. The lineups have been, set. Game 1s have already happened. Some game 2s have already happened.
Some great basketball so far.
Some great games here so far. Now, going off of what we talked last week with our predictions, you were right on the money in the West, man, with New Orleans and the Timberwolves coming out of there. You picked them both. But
I was wrong with Cleveland.
Yeah, I picked the Hawks. I was right about that one. Yep. I mean, we both picked the Nets to get in there on the other side there.
Yep.
But yeah, I picked the Hawks there. They're all gonna meet the same fate, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about that as well. They're all gonna end up meeting the same fate. But either way, it's cool that they made it. The play-in's there for a reason, to give them a shot. Yeah,
and we can kind of go over what the matchups are before we can go in one by one. Which one do you want to start with here, man?
Start with Golden State and Denver. This series here is a surprising one, only to the point of how Golden State is playing basketball. They look like an unstoppable machine right now, and it's amazing.
Steph Curry has come back. We mentioned last week that they were ramping him up to come back, and he's come back in full force.
Yeah, and wasn't he coming off the bench?
In the first game, I think he started
the first
second
game.
One. Yeah,
he came off
the
second
bench. One he started, and then he dropped like 36.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. They're going to be at full strength. You have Draymond playing great. You got Klay Thompson playing great, and then the new bull here, who's all of a sudden playing awesome. What's his name? Poole.
Yeah, the young bull. They're saying that he can get like most improved player.
Man,
or something.
It wouldn't be surprising because of the way that they kind of carried them throughout the season with Klay being hurt, things like that, But yeah,
I was trying to find his stats. I couldn't find him. Yeah, there it is. Jordan Poole. Right. Yep. But he's been considered the fourth, of the big four now in Golden State. So he's averaging I think over 30 points these 2 games here.
So I'm impressed by Golden State. They're beating Denver 2-0 right now in the series.
Yeah, Denver, man, they're kind of getting walked all over too. They look sluggish. They're just letting everything get by them. The MVP is kind of already decided. I feel at this point in the NBA, they just haven't released it.
Yeah.
But if he is the MVP again, it's not a good look.
It's not a first round exit. It's really not. And are you really the MVP if you're just doing nothing? Like, you can't carry this team through the playoffs. Like, come on now, at least through the first round. I know you're matched up with Golden State, but still.
Yeah. You can't be looking like that. And it's looking like the Warriors may have a deep playoff run here if they keep playing this explosive basketball here.
Yeah, and I do expect them to. I expect them to have a deep.
Oh, absolutely. Run. Absolutely. It's unless barring something crazy. I hope nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're gonna keep rolling here.
But this next one here is Utah and Dallas is the series, and this one is tied up at 1-1. Where I picked Utah. I think we both picked Utah to win this series.
We didn't know what was going on with Luka. They're saying that he could be back here for game 3 and 4.
That would be surprising. It'd be so crazy if Dallas ends up squeaking out this series when a lot of people thought they were gonna get swept.
Yeah, and that's also not a good look for them Jazz either, because this is once again them going out either in the first round or even if they make it the second, they get knocked out. But you think they'd be able to do something there?
I'm secretly
was it Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
I'm hoping that they lose first round here, so it causes some turmoil, so we can end up getting Donovan Mitchell. That's what I hope happens here.
I feel like they're going to try to keep Donovan Mitchell. I feel like they would rather they would rather trade Gobert or something, get him out of there, and keep Donovan Mitchell. But who
tried.
knows? I mean, Donovan come Bulls.
Nah,
That's
he
cool.
comes to the Lakers.
No, you keep getting them old heads.
Oh,
Go ahead with
God.
that old head experiment over there. Russell Westbrook is not going to be a Laker next year. I don't know if Carmelo Anthony's going to be either.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, the Mavericks, they were able to turn it around here, man. It was surprising. Who was it? Dropped 41 points.
Yeah,
Brunson.
40 points. Like, I didn't expect that, but that's
Jalen
the
Brunson.
NBA. That's the playoffs, baby. Like, shit comes out crazy.
That's playoffs, baby.
You know? So, that series, like we said, that's tied up at 1-1 right now.
Yeah, surprising.
The next one here, a team we both have some pretty sour feelings about, Philadelphia. Even though I know you fucks with Philadelphia, but like not the Sixers.
I don't fuck with the Sixers. I'm a huge Eagles fan. I don't mind the Phillies. I like the Flyers, even though the Flyers are terrible. But yeah, I've just never been a Sixers fan, man. I like Allen Iverson. I like AI.
AI is cool.
I like some players that have played in Philly,
but not the Sixers.
It's just not the Sixers.
But the Sixers are dominating right now.
Doing as expected.
Exactly what is expected of them, matched up against Toronto here. Joel Embiid's playing great. They're gonna just be fine and probably end up sweeping Toronto here.
Yeah, and I mean the surprise has been, what is his name? Tyrese Maxey, the young bull. He's been balling.
He has been
these couple games here for them. He's really making Ben Simmons look like a fool because he's not doing anything over there on the Nets.
He ain't even playing.
Yeah, and it's looking like the Sixers, man, they could keep rolling, but we'll see what happens. Toronto is a little banged up here. They're missing a couple players.
They are. Siakam's doing everything he can.
Yeah, but it's just not enough at this point. I mean, James Harden's in playoff form right now, but it's not even being talked about because, you know, Joel Embiid hooping, Tyrese Maxey hooping, Danny Green's out here dunking on people somehow. How is this happening?
I just don't understand. Like, James Harden is part of this team, correct? But
he is part of, I mean, he had 14 points, but it's still like, it's not like what James Harden that everybody's come to know.
Right.
Like, dude averaging like 30-something points, at least 20-something every game.
This dude's been the MVP of the league, you know? So it's just, he is up to par for playoff James Harden, though. Maybe he's just trying to take it easy and save himself for the upcoming round here.
Maybe. But yeah, we expect that series to be a sweep unless the Raptors are able to do something, which I just don't see it happening because they're going back to, where were they before? Were they in Philly for these first two games?
Yeah, this next one's in Toronto. So the next two will be in Toronto, but I don't know if it'll make a difference. You know,
that's the games where the one dude on the Sixers can't play. Who was it?
Right, but he's, because of the mandates, he can't play.
Yeah.
But they say a series doesn't start until a team loses on their home court. So we'll see what happens up in Toronto. Siakam's a different animal in front of that home crowd. So we'll see. But I expect Philly to win that series. Yeah,
I mean maybe they'll drop one, but yeah, I don't see that happening. I think they're gonna sweep.
Yeah, and then the next one here, Brooklyn and Boston.
Oh my gosh, man, this one is probably going to be the best series of them all, just out of entertainment value out of this one, man.
Exactly. Like,
we only have one game so far.
And it came down to the wire. It came down to a game winner from Jason Tatum. It was crazy. So, Brooklyn, KD played great. You know, what do you have, 29? Something like that?
Let me see here. Yeah, 23.
23?
23. Kyrie had 39.
That's what it was. Kyrie had 39. So Kyrie played great as well in Boston, but they couldn't get the win. They're a great team. Boston, and we talked about this. Boston has a great, solid team. They've been great since January 1st.
They play great defense. They're all around. They got some good depth there.
I think they win this series.
They could be dangerous, man.
Yeah, I honestly think they win this series, regardless of the Nets.
We both picked them.
Yep. So we both think Boston is gonna win that one there. And then
Jason Tatum dropped 31. Marcus Smart dropped 20, but man, defensively, he's playing great. And to add on top of that, to mention, he won Defensive Player of the Year here now, Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
So that's an accolade for him, and it's really showing here in these playoffs in that game one.
Yep, absolutely. Especially against some high-powered offense like KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Probably maybe one of the best duos. Like, if you think about it, like how dangerous they are together.
Absolutely. locking them down.
Lock them down, man. Celtics in like 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. 100%, 100%. But the next one here, we move on to your Chicago Bulls, who, hey, at least you fucking made the playoffs, okay? Move on to your Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, lost by 7 points.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think they were down by like 17 or 16 at some point. But they were able to come back battling out. This Bulls team, Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan probably had their worst games together. I mean, I forget what DeMar shot, but it was not great. He was 6 of 25, man.
6 of 25, jeez.
Yeah, he even said in his press conference afterward, he's like, that shit's not happening again.
And Levine was 6 of 19.
Yeah, they both played
2 of
terrible.
10 from the three-point line. Jeez.
Vucevic, who I mentioned last week, he's the one that's got to step up. He's the one that came out hooping. He came out he was making some threes. But he was doing some work.
9 of 27.
Yeah, I mean that's not great, but he was grabbing some boards.
Y'all could have definitely won this game. This game was definitely within reach, you know. So
that's what I'm. If DeMar or Zach would have been on, they would have won this game. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just gotta make the shots fall, man, and that's how you win games.
But
yeah, it was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, and Giannis ended up with 27, Brook 18. So
yeah,
they did what they needed to do. But you guys had that lockdown defense, so it was a good sign. Yeah. It was a good sign.
The best defense I've seen the Bulls play since like All-Star break, man. Since before, like we haven't seen this Bulls team we haven't seen recently. So it seems like they're kind of figuring it out here at the right time. Hopefully they can maybe steal a win here in Game 2 in Milwaukee. Head back to Chicago.
Right.
Maybe try to get another win there.
Absolutely. But moving on, we have the Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat. This series,
things have been pretty chirpy. Been pretty chippy between like Jimmy Butler and these Hawks out here.
It has been, which is it's playoffs, you know. But this series, it just went final tonight here as of this recording. But it is Miami is up 2-0 on Atlanta. Yeah. Jimmy Butler is balling. Hooping, bro. Like, with no regards for the Hawks. Like, just disrespectful, you know. And and he ended up with the 2 late baskets tonight to seal the deal and kind of get it for the Heat. But Jimmy's playing great basketball right now. You know, it seems like that spat they had with Spoelstra is really not that big of a deal now.
Yeah, it seems like they're in full playoff mode right now, and they're doing exactly what they need to do here. And the Miami Heat have just been so quiet. They're such a quiet team. Like they ended up with the 1 seed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's crazy to me how they're just not talked about.
It is ridiculous, but they need to be put a little bit more respect on Jimmy Butler's name here because he's going to end up surprising a lot of people.
He's like the general there in Miami. He's running the team. But yeah, Atlanta, man, they just can't get it going here. Yeah. They are without Clint Capella. He was hurt in this last game. We have more on that in the news here, but yeah, he was out now, so that's definitely not good for them. You know, it's looking more and more like a sweep at this point.
It really is.
Maybe they'll. I think they have a higher chance of stealing one than the Raptors do, stealing one against the Sixers.
Yeah, 100%. They have a better chance of stealing one, but they're still in 4 or 5 games gonna go home.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the next one here we have is Minnesota versus Memphis, and that first game 1 was a surprise, man. Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody saw it coming at all, man.
Minnesota came out swinging.
Yeah, they came out with a statement win, and you know, Memphis, you know, Ja kind of took that, and he's like, okay, well, I'll see you in Game 2, man. And he came out and he did what he had to do. He led them to a win, 130-117 here in that game.
124.
Oh no, 96. Yeah, my bad. That was the first game.
Yep,
Sorry.
124-96 in the second game. But Ja Morant with 23 points ended up just balling. You know, kind of like the rebound game that they really needed in Memphis to kind of show, okay, hold up, you know, you're not going to take 2 from us at home. You know, just to flip the series like that. You're like, so now they're going back to Minnesota for Game 3. We'll see what happens here, but this is shaping up to be a good series.
It's going to be a good series. I think Memphis is going to end up winning it, though. Yep. They're going to end up moving on, just because they've been playing so dominant here in that last stretch of the season.
They really have been, and it just doesn't seem like anybody can really stop them. Everybody has an off night. They had an off night Game 1. So it's probably going to end up being another Game 5 victory where they end up just kind of taking the series there. But I agree with you. I think Memphis is going to take that. And then the final one here, which is not quite final here as of this recording, but we kind of assume Phoenix is going to win. Phoenix and New Orleans.
As of right now, Pelicans came back on them as of right now, so we'll see.
As of this recording, it is 77 Pelicans, 74 Phoenix. I just got a funny feeling to go win this game. So we'll see what happens, though. Anything could happen.
We'll see what happens. But I think Suns going to win the series, though.
I think the Suns are going to win the series regardless. But they're kind of coasting through this first round, trying to make sure they don't get any injuries. Chris Paul is playing great. So either way, I think they kind of coast through this first round here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you want to do like a prediction for the finals at all at this point, or you just want to kind of go like round by round?
We could do a prediction for the finals. That's cool with me.
Okay. Oh man,
what do you think? Do you already have a prediction, or?
I don't. I'm gonna figure out of the West. I think I want to go with either Golden State or the Suns. Man, I can see coming out of the West.
I do agree with you there. I think the Suns will end up faltering, and Golden State has that veteran presence where I know they got Chris Paul, but Chris Paul ain't never been to the finals other than what I mean. Last year,
that could be a great series. Is Suns versus Warriors. Right? That could be oh my God, that would be an amazing series going before we're in the finals.
But which one of them's taking out Memphis? You know what I mean? So, like, the West is kind of tough. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Golden State is going to end up in the finals.
In the finals?
Okay?
Okay.
Versus Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston's going to come out. They're going to end up playing Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals there, and beating Miami. I'm gonna write down Miami and cross them out as like the loser of the finals, and I'm gonna put Phoenix. I think Phoenix makes it to the conference finals as well against Golden State. Or does the bracket match up like that?
I don't know who's gonna be playing who after this. I don't.
Okay, but
it'll be. Yeah, I don't know. That's not the way I have the bracket I have doesn't have it split on who would play who next.
Right, I got you. But let me go ahead and do a little bit of research on that. But
yeah, man, I can totally see what you're saying though with the Suns faltering. Like that's the scary thing is I can see it happening. Even though they had the damn best record in the league. Like they had an amazing record this year. They broke their own like franchise record.
It's the playoff veteran presence of the Golden State Warriors that worries me for Phoenix. I know. But looking at the bracket here, Golden State and Memphis are on the same side, so they're gonna play next round, and then you have Phoenix playing Utah or Dallas. So potentially Golden State or Memphis will match up with Phoenix there in the Western Conference Finals.
Now, the only thing I'm worried about the Suns faltering. I am worried about the health of the Warriors. Either Clay or Draymond or Steph getting hurt. That's one of those three.
If any of that happens, but if
that's
not,
what I'm worried about. But I can definitely see. I'll go with you on the Warriors in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick the Bucks coming out of the East.
Okay.
And I hate to say that because they're playing my Bulls right now. But I think the Bucks can do it. Giannis is in playoff mode. I think they can definitely do it, man. They have a great team. They have a lot of depth there. Middleton, he didn't play that great in that first game, but once he turns it on with him and Giannis, it's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to be playing good basketball.
I completely agree. I think Milwaukee will be probably facing. I mean, they'll face Boston here in this next round, and then. Like I said, that's
going to be a great matchup.
I do think Boston wins, but I agree with Milwaukee winning this series here, and them being able to play good basketball. If they do beat Boston, I don't see anybody stopping them. So
Yeah,
if Boston, right, I don't see Miami stopping them, or Philly even. Milwaukee's got that beast, that Giannis, and they could turn it on.
There's just something about their team. I could just see them going back to the finals. But now that I'm thinking about it, a Warriors Boston finals would be great. They would match up really well.
They would match up so good together, So
they would match up really well.
That's what I'm gonna wish for here is Golden State and Boston. And it's crazy. At the beginning of the year, I'm wishing for Brooklyn, LA, and now I'm wishing for Golden State, Boston. This is just weird to me, but that's what I think is going to be the finals matchup.
Okay. So we'll go right into some other NBA news here. We talked about Luka could be coming back here for Game 3. It's looking more likely Game 3 and Game 4 here, if not just Game 4. Over these couple games here, NBA delivered the most viewed opening playoff weekend in more than a decade.
Nice.
Apparently. They opening weekend of the playoffs, averaged 4.5 million views.
Damn, that's great for the league. That's going to be just boosting deals, TV deals. Anytime you see things like that just means it's getting more popular, more eyeballs on it.
Exactly, and the Nets and Celtics game 1 alone had 6.9 million viewers, which is crazy. And so NBA is alive and well.
That's a 2-7, so it's not your normal 2-7 matchup, but that's a 2-7 matchup getting 6 million views.
Yeah. And keeping on the Nets here, Kyrie Irving was fined $50,000 for flicking off some fans there during the game 1. You didn't see that?
I didn't even see that. That's crazy. What was
he did it a couple times. He was walking and flipped them off, and then he was standing there on the the corner there, the corner 3. He was standing there with his back to the fans, and he did the double bird on the back of his head, bro. He did it like this on the back of his head towards the crowd, and I was like, oh shit.
That's hilarious. I didn't see that. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, but he was fined $50,000 for that. And sticking with the Celtics, we mentioned Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. He's the first guard since Gary Payton in 1995-96 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Jeez, it's been a long time.
Supersonics.
Damn, I mean the glove, Gary Payton. Makes a lot of sense. But Marcus
Smart.
Marcus Smart.
I'm wearing that Jordan jersey.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic, ain't it? But Marcus Smart is really a lockdown player. He's been known for his defense since he was with Oklahoma State, so that's not surprising. He's finally getting the recognition that he deserves with that.
Absolutely. Boogie Cousins has been in the news here. He's out here roasting the Kings.
I know.
I don't know why all of a sudden.
And then George Karl clapped back at him.
Yeah. Boogie said, "What did Sac do for me besides saying my name on draft day? I did more for them than they did for me. I had 2 owners, 3 GMs, 7 coaches, and 7 years. Not much needs to be said."
And then,
didn't George Karl said, they're the ones that paid you $5 million or $50 million or something.
We gave you $50 million and opportunity to play basketball for a living
at a professional, at a professional level for a living.
It's just damn. Oh Jesus! It's a little bit of ridiculous NBA drama, but I love it. I love any time you see things.
I don't know
this.
what brought it up either. Is he just out here just saying this?
He's just
holding a grudge against Sacramento
for whatever reason. It seems like he's the one that's got problems, not them.
Jay Crowder became the first starter in NBA history with a quadruple 1 in a playoff.
What do you mean?
He had 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block.
What?
And he's a starter. He played 26 minutes. But he had 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block. He's the first starter in NBA history to have a quadruple 1.
Oh, God. I don't even know how to feel about that. I don't want to celebrate this at all.
That could have been a crazy sports stat, but
it could have been.
I didn't think it was good enough to be a crazy sports stat.
Not good enough. Not good enough. That's how I feel about that performance. Not good enough.
Not good enough. You only got 1 point. It's better than what's his name, Tony Snell, the 0-0-0-0
with 40 minutes played, something like that. But God, I mean, at least you see a block, you see a rebound, you see he's out there trying.
Did something.
He's trying, so I'll give him that at least. I don't like Jay Crowder because I feel like he's the reason we've sucked since that moment.
Since that.
I have a weak spot for
last
Jay Crowder, so I don't know. So
Go to the Raptors here. Scotty Barnes, we mentioned they were having injury trouble. Scotty Barnes has an ankle sprain, and he's going to be out here for a little bit. You know, that could be the rest of the series. Who knows?
Yeah, potentially there. Big blow for them.
Yeah. Chris Paul, CP3, is the oldest player in playoff history with 30 points and 10 assists in a game at 36 years old.
Okay. That's because LeBron ain't playing in the playoffs right now.
That's true. It's true. It's true. I mean, you predicted it that the Pelicans made the playoffs. Pelicans are the worst team to make the playoffs by record since the 94-95 Celtics.
Oh, man. So we going back to the 95 season again. For another, like, so it's the new time of the year, you know, like, it's just crazy to think about how things like that haven't happened.
They were 35-47 and went to the playoffs because of the play-in game.
Damn, terrible.
Yeah, a terrible record. Atlanta Hawks forward John Collins, out since March 11th, has been playing here in the games. Unfortunately, they did lose Clint Capella, though.
Okay.
He had a right knee. What did he have? He had an MRI on his knee, and it had no structural damage. But he's going to miss significant time with a knee injury, apparently.
Hopefully, for a speedy recovery for him.
Yeah. People are asking New Orleans, "You're in the playoffs. Why isn't Zion playing?" Well, apparently, the Zion and the Pelicans have two different opinions on what they should do. Apparently, what they're saying is Zion wants to play, and the Pelicans don't think he's ready to play. So I don't know what's going on there in New Orleans. It seems like they're trying to do everything they can to drive him away.
Yeah, and I know they're just probably thinking about keeping him healthy, and not re-aggravating any type of injuries or anything like that, but he posted a video of him doing a crazy windmill dunk just a couple weeks ago. I know it was just a video. Like, I don't know. I feel like the dude could play. I feel like he should be out there. I think he can play. Unless you completely feel like this series is a lost cause. In other words,
practicing with them.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're up on the Suns by 7 points right now at the start of the fourth. So they could potentially win this game. I don't know. Maybe we'll see them.
Yeah, unless their front office just really doesn't think that they're ready to compete at all, and they're just like not willing to risk it.
Right, and like maybe they end up in this series 2-1 or 3-1. You know what I mean? Then maybe they play him, but
maybe you gotta start second guessing yourselves. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you win this series. Then, do you play him then in the next series?
Exactly. So we'll see what happens, but I think he should be playing. If he thinks he should be playing, let him play.
Yeah, I totally agree. Going to Damian Lillard news, he said he wants to stay in Portland, but wouldn't fight a trade. He said if they came to me and they wanted to trade me, I'm not going to fight them on it. If that's what they want to do, I don't want to be anywhere I'm not wanted, but I don't think that's the case.
Look how times have changed. You know, 2 years ago, even a year ago, you know, Damian Lillard, never. I would never leave Portland. No, ever. No, I'm here. This is my city. You know. And look at him now. He's just kind of like, it's progressively.
If they trade me, they trade me, man.
And then if he's still there next year, it's gonna be, I'm ready to be out. You know,
yeah, I'm ready to move on.
It's slowly getting more and more. Like he's just like telling you, all right, I'm ready to go.
I'm just tired of talking about it. I'm just ready to go somewhere.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just going somewhere else.
Stop asking me.
Right. Stop even talking to me about it. I'm just going to be the Pelicans now.
And the last bit of news I have here as far as playoffs, this is the first playoffs in a while here. The Lakers and the Spurs both missed the playoffs this year. It's the first postseason without one of those teams since the ABA and NBA merger.
Jesus. I mean, yeah, you got weird year. I mean, it's not as weird as the bubble year, but it's just you got a lot of good teams, and a lot of these new young players are taking over the league, where you got old heads getting pushed out. They pushed out 30% of the old heads because they're all on my team.
They're pushed onto the Lakers.
They were all pushed onto the Lakers. But yeah, so that's a cool thing, and you know the league's in good hands going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's all I had as far as NBA. Do you have anything else to add here, Bern?
Nope, just wanted to go over the playoffs there.
Okay. Go right into some NFL talk here. The Raiders gave Derek Carr a 3-year contract extension worth $121 million. Derek Carr getting the bag, man. He's staying in Las Vegas.
Yep, sticking around. And this is great news because it's been for so long. What are you going to do? Is Derek Carr staying? Is he going to leave? So, like, finally, they made a decision. They committed to him. They're going to be sticking around. He's going to be sticking around, you know, throwing the ball to Devontae Adams with Josh McDaniels yelling at you. So we'll see how it works out for him.
I wish I could give credit where credit due, but I saw it on Twitter. Someone like explained it perfectly. Derek Carr is the most overrated, underrated player in the NFL right now.
Absolutely. That's how I feel about him. I don't know where to put him.
I don't know what to do with him.
I don't know what to do with him, but I feel like the man deserves to get paid, but
at the same time,
give you a 3-year deal.
I don't know, man. I'm not sold on him, but like, I don't know.
I'll give you money on a 3-year deal. Like, so they're still even, you know, kind of confused, but he's doing a lot better than his brother did in the league, so hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. In other news here, veteran cornerback Steven Nelson started 16 games with the Eagles last year, signing with the Texans.
Gone.
He's placing out.
Texans, you're gonna go to the Texans to win 3 games. Good on you.
Yeah, thanks, I guess. You could have just stayed in Philly, man. We need a cornerback. Baker Mayfield went on a podcast here and let it all loose, man.
Oh man,
he's out here saying that he wished he can go to people's cubicles and boo with them. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I need to look into this.
Yeah, he's saying I wish I can go to someone's work and go to their cubicle and boo at them while they're working. But he also said, this is a quote from him, he said, they asked him if he felt disrespected by the Browns. He said, 100% I felt disrespected because I was told one thing and they completely did another. That's what he said, that's what I'm in the middle of right now. I've had 4 different head coaches in 4 years, a bunch of different coordinators. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
He's going through the classic Browns front office issues, you know? So, like, I feel like he just needs to get out of town, get out of there, let Deshaun Watson take that ship down, you know, because
I mean, it's not up to him at this point. I think it's on the Browns to do something with him.
They need to
like release him or trade him,
at least release him, you know. Oh god, because
and they asked him about where he wanted to play next, and he said if it would have been a week and a half ago I would have said Indianapolis, but Seattle was the most likely option. Even then, no idea. I'm ready for the next chapter though. Like he's done. Like he's ready. He's like, I don't even want to be here anymore, man. Let me go.
Nothing to do with those brownies.
Yeah, I don't blame him though.
No, absolutely. I think he'll have
this to themselves.
Much better career going forward.
I think so. I think if you put Baker Mayfield on like a competent team, I think he'd be all right. He'd be pretty good.
Because this dude is like the ultimate team player, man. He's out here playing like with all these torn everythings, and it's just I'm fine. But he comes out and throws a pick, so that's the problem.
He's getting hit and he's just landing on that busted shoulder every time. Just
Coach, I'm fine. Baker, you have 4 interceptions. It takes him that
whole week just to heal that shoulder enough to play in the next game, and then it's right back to getting just railed on it again.
Oh god, but I wish him the best. I really do. Even though I still have hate for Baker for putting that damn flag in the middle of Ohio State. Oh, it's all right. Whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people since then were saying like maybe Seattle is going to take him, but people were saying maybe the Panthers are more likely. And then you have that weird video today of the press conference with Ben McAdoo where he said that Sam Darnold's going to be the starter going forward. And then he said, oh, maybe I probably shouldn't have said that.
I should have said that. I'm still trying to learn how to talk to you people. Like, this dude, you were a head coach.
You were a head coach, man.
It's just so crazy. I never liked that dude, bro. And for that
telling
video
me
to
this
come
dude's
out,
allowed to coach a football in the NFL, and I'm not allowed to do anything within the NFL on a team? Like, I'm pretty sure I have credentials like Ben McAdoo.
Yeah,
I know I have as much knowledge as him. I could speak to media if I wanted to.
I feel like we could do a lot better than Ben McAdoo. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
The Panthers could do a lot better than Ben McAdoo.
In other news here, the Packers finally got another receiver here. They signed Sammy Watkins to a 1-year deal, $4 million.
1-year deal. So it's a prove-it year. I think if he ends up doing nice, they re-sign him. But if it's a kind of a wash, then they're not really risking too much here by signing him.
Yeah, it's a start. Yeah. It's like I don't.
It's like an AB deal.
It's going to be hard going into the season with Sammy Watkins as your #1 guy.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to need someone. Like if you draft someone, try to trade up to draft someone, or if you trade to get maybe one of these maybe wide receivers that are trying to get off of their teams right now, which we're going to talk about then.
It is Aaron Rodgers, though, so he'll be able to make a wide receiver out of anybody.
Yeah, I agree. Cardinals announced that they reached an agreement with wide receiver AJ Green on a 1-year deal, so he's at least sticking around for another year.
Okay, nice.
A prove-it year. Cardinals have yet to make a contract offer to Pro Bowl QB Kyler Murray, whose agent informed the team weeks ago he was pulling his opening proposal off the table. Other teams are apparently monitoring the situation closely, but they're saying that Murray might not want to play if he doesn't have a deal by the season.
At all this year.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Like he's going to just hold out?
That's like the implication. That's what they're kind of insinuating.
So they're just really trying to force the Cardinals' hand here.
Like he wants a deal. And on the other hand, you got like Lamar, who's like not even trying to rush a deal.
Yeah, right it's so crazy how opposite those contract situations are, where Lamar's just like, I'll deal with that when I get to it, bro. Don't worry about it.
It's like you would think at this point, you would want to wait, right? You would wait until if you're Kyler, you'd want to wait until Lamar signs a huge fucking deal. And then you're like, all right, so I'm going to get more money than that probably.
But what if Lamar doesn't sign this year and you get hurt?
True. And that's the thing. That's the
mentality. And it's a different one. Kyler is worried about, I need that paycheck. Now, like, I need that insurance policy because I run around like crazy. I get hit. I'm a little dude. Lamar is just like, man, I don't take big hits. I'm gonna juke that dude out of his shoes. I ain't worried about it at all.
I'm gonna run for 30 yards.
Don't
Lamar,
matter. What if you get hurt? Like, I'm not gonna get hurt. Like, that's Lamar's mentality in this shit, where it's just like he's got such.
He'll get done when it gets done.
He's got such confidence in himself and like in his ability, and don't worry about it. I'll be fine. And Kyler. I mean, it's not like Kyler's in the wrong. I'm not saying he's in the wrong for having this train of thought and everything. As far as
it's just interesting.
It's just interesting seeing the two different dynamics at the same time in the same league.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Other big news for the week: Stefan Gilmore finally signed with the team. He signed with the Indianapolis Colts on a 2-year deal.
Yep. So he's going to be out there trying to help them with their new quarterback.
Yeah, I mean the Colts have a pretty nice defense now.
They do.
As of right now. Can they do something with the offense?
They got a nice run game, so they got to be able to kind of bolster that up and be able to support that run game and convert third downs and everything. So as long as they can ride Jonathan Taylor, they should be all right because that defense is getting better.
Some big news here I kind of hinted at earlier. Second-round picks that wide receivers that include Debo Samuel, A.J. Brown, and Terry McLaurin are not expected to participate in their off-season programs with their teams and are looking for contract extensions. And if that doesn't happen, possibly trades.
So, the Patriots getting A.J. Brown?
I think the Eagles go get A.J. Brown.
I mean, this is interesting.
But as of tonight, like going off of that, as of tonight, it kind of developed. A story came out saying that Debo Samuel has made his stance known and that he's frustrated with the 49ers, and it seems that he wants to play elsewhere. So that's a story that's kind of developing as of tonight. Who knows what it's going to be like as the time this episode comes out, like if he says anything.
Yeah.
But the more and more that comes out, it seems like Debo's just wants out of San Fran.
And now Shanahan's got to deal with this, like
on top of trying to trade Jimmy G.
On top of trying to figure out your quarterback situation, now your number one wide receiver and number one running back wants to leave. Oh my God. That's all right. It's all right because that's fine. That's Evan's team. San Fran is Evan's team. Let them fall. Yeah. Let them crash.
That's Evan's problem.
That's Evan's problem. But it's interesting to see that. What does he think about Trey Lance? Is this a kind of telltale sign of things to come?
Well, they said from what the rumors are around the league, they're saying that they're telling Trey Lance that he's going to be playing, that he's going to be starting.
Right. So maybe he feels a certain type of way about that.
Maybe it's possible.
And they're disagreeing.
Now they're saying, they're trying to get a deal done. They're saying this isn't San Fran's issue. They're saying the issue lies with Debo. Like he's the one that's not wanting to sign right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't see the Eagles trading for Debo because it's going to take an arm and a leg to get him, and then you got to sign him to a huge deal.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. I think he sticks around at least for this year.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Going other news here, the Browns made another huge signing after a couple weeks removed from signing Deshaun Watson. They signed Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward to a 5-year, $100 million deal, making him the highest paid corner in the league.
Damn. Okay, and that's an in-house signing, right? He's sticking around. He was there already.
Yeah, he was there already. It includes $71 million guaranteed. He's the highest paid cornerback in NFL history at this point.
Browns going Browns. Okay.
Yeah, and they spent I saw the thing. It was like $300 million between just him and Deshaun Watson or something. It's crazy, man.
I just don't understand how they think they're ever going to be successful doing this. And maybe they're not. Maybe they just don't want. They don't strive to ever accomplish anything. They don't want to be a historical franchise. They just like being the joke of the league. They like making players the highest paid this and that, and just being, oh, you don't want to pay that player? You're just going to let him go, and, because he's an aging player, so let's pay him and make him. Whatever. And no discredit to Ward. He's a great cornerback. It's just man.
Our beef is with the Browns organization.
Our beef is with the Browns and their decisions. But get your money, man.
The Ravens released wide receiver Miles Boykin, who was picked up by the Steelers.
Oh, nice. The Steelers turn him around. Steelers turn him around. They'll be good.
Seahawks gave QB Geno Smith a 1-year deal.
Nice.
$3.5 million to lock him down. That's a name you don't hear too much anymore, Geno Smith.
It's nice to hear him still being back up around the league, though.
Yeah. 49ers O-line Daniel Brunskill and wide receiver Juwan Jennings each signed a 1-year deal with the team, so they're sticking around. And I only have one more thing here. NBC announced that Mike Tarico is replacing Al Michaels next to Chris Collinsworth on the Sunday Night Football crew.
Okay. So it's not going to be. Are we still going to have that Collinsworth slide?
Al Michaels is going to Amazon, I'm pretty sure.
Are we going to have that slide?
Oh, I'm sure you're going to have the slide. Yeah, the Collinsworth slide. I'm sure they're going to have it.
I can't wait
for
football.
They got to at this point, man.
I know we're months away, but I just got that picture of broadcast football in my head and the slide and just sitting there eating chips and ready for the...
Hey, how you doing today?
God, I can't wait to see it again.
Oh, man, it's a good day for football. The other thing I have here, Mel Kiper is not going to be attending the NFL draft here next week because he's unvaccinated. And it's a personal medical decision, and he's going to appear on ESPN from his home studio.
Interesting. So he's just kind of like, I got $1 million studio chilling here at my house. I'll cover
I'm just going to do it from home. Fuck it. And the last thing I had here as far as NFL, this is kind of just a little, the rumor, this kind of updated story on what Tom Brady and the Dolphins were going to do here. Many believe that Brady was the unnamed quarterback in the Brian Flores lawsuit, with whom owner Stephen Ross wanted Flores to tamper with in 2020. If the Dolphins had a plan that started with Brady becoming a post-retirement minority owner and ended up with Brady coming out of retirement to play for the team, there surely were one of the more impermissible communications between the Dolphins and Brady or his agent. And apparently Sean Payton was going to come to coach the Dolphins at that point. Which is crazy. This is and what's even wilder is all these people these check marks on Twitter that are actually within the press and are associated with these teams and have contacts say that it's not far-fetched, which is
not
nuts.
BS. It's all things that they're like, I'm hearing the same thing. And it's wild because then you have Brady retiring and Sean Payton retiring and Brian Flores lost. It just all this shit coming out afterwards, it makes it seem so much more realistic. They do these backdoor deals in the league all the time.
It's crazy that this could have happened.
And I did see one thing here that I did want to share before we hopped off of the NFL. But the NFL, speaking of them Cleveland Brownies and this situation here, the NFL is investigating the Browns for allegedly tanking that in 2016 and 2017, per Sports Illustrated. And the investigation is expected to conclude very, very soon. So we'll have some information on this. But it's about the Hugh Jackson stuff, and about him being offered $100,000 per loss, which the Browns came out and they completely denied.
Of course,
Jackson even walked back his comments about him possibly being the same. But then he was also, just very recently when this story broke about them being investigated, he also was quoted saying, 2 years ago, I tried to do this the right way, through the bylaws and constitution of the National Football League, to ask them to investigate the Cleveland Browns for all the allegation that I made. So why is this an open investigation now? So, like, he did not deny it, or
he tried doing this before.
But apparently he tried doing this before, and they just didn't investigate it or anything, or didn't look into it. So
NFL just sweeping stuff under the rug, man.
Bad
publicity.
A lot's gonna come out about the NFL. It's like the soap opera never ends.
Because that's gonna drum up a media shitstorm. Because then you got, if they're doing it, what other teams are paying their coaches to lose?
Who else is tanking?
What else is set up within the NFL? Is this rigged? Is this team supposed to go to the Super Bowl and win?
The Patriots are rigged. The Patriots.
This is all going to come back to the Patriots rigged their Super Bowls.
Somehow this is going to land on Robert Kraft's desk, and he's going to be like, God.
This whole time while this investigation is going on with this other team, Robert Kraft's like, shit.
He is sweating.
No, this is totally gonna lead back to us.
At the end of the day, they're gonna follow the money, and those $100,000 checks are all gonna be signed by Robert Kraft.
That's going to this offshore account somewhere, which is registered under this name, which is going to Robert Kraft's accounts. What is going on here?
Turns out Robert Kraft is paying these franchises to tank. The Patriots aren't even cheating or anything. He's paying them to tank.
Other owners' pockets just to lose these games so they can win, man.
It's like bribing the cops, man, and bribing the judges.
Bro, how fucking crazy would that be if that happened? And then the NFL's like, yeah, we're taking your Super Bowls away from you. And then you take away all your Super Bowls.
And I'm sitting here like, yo, we never won a Super Bowl. Oh my.
What?
No, it'll never happen. But I would not be surprised if the Patriots are involved.
Every team involved loses. They don't get the draft the next how many years?
Yeah.
No drafting for you.
You just work with what you got.
These owners have to sell their teams immediately.
And then the teams
they're going to be under new ownership. Oh my God, that would be nuts. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a developing story. We'll see where that ends up.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes. But that's all the news I have here. Some other stuff before we go into the bias bubble. With the NHL, Marshawn Lynch and Macklemore apparently are becoming minority owners in the Seattle Kraken, the new team in the NHL.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see more Marshawn Lynch at any time. Anytime he does commercials or any type of
no matter
press,
what.
I love seeing Marshawn Lynch. So now we're gonna see
more
him.
Marshawn Lynch is always good.
Yep, and see him in the NHL world. So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and it's funny because when they announced it, they showed a video of Marshawn driving the Zamboni on the ice.
Of course. It's iconic seeing him do that on the field with that cart, when
he's out there driving his Zamboni.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The XFL announced their 8 head coaches for when they return in 2023. It includes Wade Phillips, Hines Ward, Rod Woodson, Bob Stoops, Anthony Becht, Jim Haslett, Reggie Barlow, and Terrell Buckley.
That's awesome. Seeing Hines Ward out there, man, as a head coach.
Don't be coaching the XFL.
That's awesome. Wade Phillips won a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. I don't know if he was with the Broncos when they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if he has or not, but that's awesome. You have some actual NFL talent out there. So we'll see how this league looks. I'm excited for it to return. I'm glad they took their time.
was out here catching passes in that fan controlled league. He went out and he caught a touchdown.
Damn, so that happened? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that league's rolling right now, apparently.
T.O.'s out there, man. That's crazy.
T.O.'s out here running routes and catching touchdowns in this league.
What year is it?
What year is this? But the only other thing I have here is the Capital One, the match has been announced for this year.
Oh, yeah.
No Tiger Woods, no Phil Mickelson this time. We got Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Oh, my God. Are you serious? This is the matchup of the century. Old heads versus new young bulls, you know, like, oh my God. So I didn't even see, I thought it was just going to be Brady versus Rodgers.
Oh, no. It's them on a team versus the young bulls.
That's awesome. And is it going to be televised?
Yeah, it's going to be televised.
Man,
it's the Capital One, the match. It's going to be June 1st at 6:30.
I can't wait to see this. It's going to be so cool to see. You know, just them like talking each other
talking trash. There. It's already started, man. Like after they announced it, Tom Brady posted a tweet, and it was like, "This is an early screenshot of what it's going to look like," and it was a picture of a toddler, but it had just a photoshopped picture of Josh Allen with his helmet on, like his helmet head just on this toddler's body swinging like this golf club.
Yo, this is awesome. Tom Brady's just like having so much fun with the end of his career, man.
Oh, it's so awesome cool to see.
It's so cool to see. Even though he's not doing it with us anymore, he's got the freedom to do exactly what he wants to do now.
Yeah, and Josh Allen, I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something like, we're gonna have to show these old guys what it's about, or the old guys are gonna have to keep up, or something.
That's awesome. I can't wait for it.
So they're already talking trash at each other on Twitter here. So it's gonna be pretty funny to watch them actually play against each other in a whole separate game. You know?
Yeah.
Not on the football field. But that's all I have here as far as news this week. We can roll right into our bias bubbles. I really don't have too much here.
You want to go first?
I mean, I can if you'd like.
Yeah.
For a change. The only thing I really have here is Chicago Bulls are going to be picking 18th in the upcoming NBA draft here.
Okay.
After the season. That's been locked in.
Decent pick. You know how the draft talent is with the NBA, you know, a lot of G League stuff. So the draft's not quite as important past like the first 10 13 picks, you know, but it's still you got gems out there every year.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be more active just in free agency. I don't think the draft's going to be more of a thing for us this year.
Right.
And the only other really thing I had here is 478 games is what Zach Levine played without playing in the playoffs, but it finally happened.
Finally.
This was Game 1 against the Bucks was his first playoff appearance here, so it was pretty cool to see. And he had a statement about it saying like he didn't like cop out and go to a different team just to go to the playoffs. So like he wanted to work to get there. He wanted to do it himself.
Exactly, and he did. And it's the first of many. He's going to be in the playoffs. This is going to become his new home. You know, I could absolutely see him there every year.
Yeah. And I really have too much. I don't have anything Eagles related, to be honest. The Bulls, I just hope they go out of here and have a strong effort in Game 2. Hopefully they can get a dub going into Chicago and try to get another dub. It's going to be tough, man. I see the Bucks end up winning it in the end, but I like what I saw in Game 1. I like to see the fight in them.
Yeah.
At least they're competing in these games.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. I think the Bucks will win the series, but it looks like the Bulls are scrapping. They could end up winning a couple games, but I think the Bucks will end up winning the series.
Yeah, I agree. But that's actually really all I had this week. I didn't really have anything.
Gotcha. All right, so for my Lakers, okay, for these dudes, for these old heads that couldn't put up a better record than Luke Walton and Lonzo Ball's Lakers, okay? When I saw that, I was blown away, but whatever. Let's start with some bad news. Kareem, already, okay, so Kareem's talking shit on that HBO series, talking about how it's deliberately dishonest. And I'm just like, yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that, because I know we've talked about this on the show before. At first, I was like real negative on this show because of all of the stuff like this, like Laker greats like this and other players saying that the show is just bullshit. Then I started watching the show and it's extremely entertaining. It's so entertaining and it's great. It's hooked me, and I'm a Lakers fan, so it's got me hooked. But I could see how this is all deliberately
over-exaggerated.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see where his criticism's coming from, but it is very entertaining, to say the least. Okay.
I need to watch it.
And then Westbrook has not decided on his $47 million player option. quite yet. And
47 million.
47
LeBron's
million.
gonna just show up at his house like, you gonna want to rethink that. You better not take it.
LeBron already showed up to his house like you're not gonna take that, right?
We need that 47 million,
we
not for you.
47 million, Russell. But he's got by June 29th to opt in. And general consensus is you got to be kind of dumb to not take that player option. He's gonna take that option and make it the Lakers' problem to deal with him.
Oh my god! And then they're gonna have to trade him or something.
Because
Good luck.
This is my next piece of news. Rob Pelinka is non-committal on Westbrook's future with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's with us next year, but I almost guarantee he picks up that player option.
I just picture just when LeBron is pissed, just call instead of Russ, just Russell, just like, hi Russell. I'm gonna need that 47. Sweating. He's like, oh shit, he called me Russell. What's wrong? What's up, God. Ron? What's going on?
You call me LeBron.
Me LeBron.
That leads me to my next thing here. AD and LeBron, okay, this was very serious from Anthony Davis. Plan to meet to get back on the championship mentality.
They need to figure out what they want to do with this roster going into the next season. They're going to sit down and look at all these rosters in the NBA and figure out what they want to do, who they want to try to go after,
all right,
who's free agents.
How are we going to build a super team? That's pretty much what that means. How are we going to
go back to the drawing board
to make a championship mentality? But okay, so at least they're back in that mindset. Let's try to do it. They're going to
hop on 2K and start simming some trades to see if they can get away with certain...
Do what you need to do. Just get us to the playoffs next year. But that's all I have for my Lakers. As far as my Patriots, we did recently re-sign Malcolm Butler. There was a lot of speculation about him and Bill Belichick and all the drama, blah, 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 because of the Super Bowl. And apparently he came out, Malcolm Butler already said that him and Bill Belichick sat down like grown men, hashed it out. They each talked about their side of things. They talked about what it was, and everything's cool. He said he's super grateful for the opportunity to be here. There's no problems. So I was very happy to hear that. They squashed that shit immediately, Yeah. Speaking of Bill Belichick, the GOAT, he turned 70 last Saturday. 70 years old. Happy birthday.
His birthday picture there. He was smiling. I was like, this is not the Bill Belichick who is this guy?
That's the picture of a 70-year-old man right there. Looking happy as ever, okay? He was very happy. I was very happy to see, congratulations on 70 years, man. It's incredible.
Greatest coach of all time, man.
And as always, there's rumors about OBJ and these Patriots.
I saw they were in contact with him.
There's all these rumblings, and it's there's been rumblings for 2-3 years now with OBJ and the Patriots. I just figured I'd mention it because there's more rumors this week about it, about how with his injury right now and his cost being so low, and we were trying to get him from Cleveland mid-season, so there's reports coming out about that. So we're really one of the main contenders to get OBJ apparently, right behind the Rams, which I didn't realize.
I was going to say it's probably going to be you guys or the Rams.
I didn't realize we were that high up in the
He wants to play for Belichick, man. He said it.
I thought it was Brady. I thought it was Brady that attracted him to us so bad, but maybe the Bucs just don't want him where they have great wide receivers already. I don't know.
Well, you guys got Mac Jones now too.
Yeah, but Mac Jones, he brought Brady goat hair cleats.
That's true.
He's like, here, Brady. So but it is what it is.
You gonna turn around and go to the Bucs.
Yeah, end up turning around, go to the Bucs, being happy as shit. The thing about it is he's probably not going to play until week 7, week 8, maybe potentially even later.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, even if we do sign him. So no matter who signs him.
I didn't see that.
He's probably not going to be ready to start the season. So we'll see what happens. That's all the news I had here.
Okay. We'll go right into the last part of the show here, the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast. This one... We talk about the Manning family a little bit here.
Forehead.
The Manning family is, synonymous going with success in the NFL.
Yeah, of course.
But little did people know that all 3 of the Manning family members also hold some of the worst records in the NFL. Now, Archie Manning has the lowest win percentage in the NFL.
Ever, out of any quarterback.
Yeah. Now, apparently, Peyton Manning has the most losses in playoff history. And Eli Manning has the most interceptions returned for a touchdown in a game.
Oh my God. So as great as they are, they do have some really bad blemishes on their record there.
Exactly. Yeah, even some of the greats have some really bad moments.
Take that, feel good about yourself. You know, even Peyton Manning, you know, has some terrible stats. So
pick yourself back up and do it again.
Pick yourself back up and go win a Super Bowl with a different team.
Exactly. We've seen that happen the past couple years. You can do it.
Peyton,
it can be done.
Brady, Matt Stafford, pick yourself up.
It might happen again this year. Who knows?
Probably will, you know.
It seems like QBs are moving every year now at this point.
And get into better situations. But that's crazy because we have the young bull, you know, we got a Manning coming in who's probably going to set a bunch of records. And
we talked about him on the show. He's probably going to be competing for Tom Brady's records.
Exactly.
In the future.
We'll see what he turns out to be, and hopefully
he's
he
raised
has a great
to be
career.
The ultimate supreme quarterback.
He's gonna have an amazing career, but that's pretty much all we got here.
Yeah, that was the show for this week. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also share it amongst all your friends. Tell all your friends and your friends' friends.
Please.
Check out all the content across the channel here. Make sure to go follow us on Twitter at SquadPodSports. We are finally over 1K.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. Still, once again, go tell everybody. We need some more follows. Get the word out, because we got a lot more content to bring. Next week we will be doing hopefully a live stream for at least the first round of the draft here. So be on the lookout for that. We're looking to do the show there. That'll be a good time, man. Hopefully the Eagles don't blow it this year.
We'll see. You got 3 picks.
2 picks.
Two picks. You made the trade. That's right. 2 picks.
Yeah, we got 2 picks now. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Howie Roseman makes some good decisions. Hopefully you guys end up with a decent player as well.
But
yeah, that's the show this week, and we'll see everybody later.
Peace.